Welcome to E1I-Kid-A-Pod, Iditarod coverage by kids. Welcome back to another exciting season of the E1I-Kid-A-Pod podcast. Iditarod coverage brought to you by students. Today is Saturday, March 2nd, and I'm Mr. Podewalt.
And I'm Mrs. Gauger. We're so happy to be kicking off the 9th season of E1I-Kid-A-Pod. Today's episode is more of an introduction, since today we had our watch party for the ceremonial start.
That's right. This was our fourth watch party for the ceremonial start. Our first one was, of course, the year of COVID, 2 weeks before the shutdown. So it's amazing to see how this event has grown from being in one little classroom to today. We've had 45 people come to our school, and we took up a lot of the lunchroom. So it was great. We watched the first hour of the start and had different activities and coloring sheets for kids to do while they watched the mushers.
Right. Along with the coloring sheets, there were snacks, some water, and it was so much fun to see our students get excited when each of the mushers was announced at the start line. I think it was especially exciting because we spent a lot of time before today researching the mushers and the race in general before we start recording next week. Each student chooses 2 mushers to research, and they each create trading cards. Some students also created dog teams, researched each dog sled position as a member of the team, and then we end learning the ins and outs of podcasting.
That's right. The podcast is coming, and so what I love is that the Iditarod unit is so collaborative. We get to work with the IMC coordinator, and she teaches our classes about GarageBand. They get to listen to podcasts on their iPads, kind of noticing what goes into a podcast, and that there's different bumpers and sounds and different parts to the podcast. So then they use their GarageBand app to make the sounds and get to vote on the sounds that you're going to hear in this season of the podcast. So as you follow along, you're going to hear different segments about the mushers, the dogs, trail trivia, day in history, mushing lingo, as well as daily race updates.
We try to make sure that every episode has a variety of those different segments. So the kids break up into teams of 4, and they really have to cooperate and work together in order to share the work equally. They decide who's going to lead in the introduction, who's going to take over the conclusion, and then they each spend time writing their own segment that they will share with you for their episode of the podcast. This year is also exciting because 2 of our 4th grade classes have signed up to receive trail mail. Mr. Podewalt, who is carrying your letter for this year's race?
This year, we have Will Rhodes carrying our trail mail. It's the first time that we've ever signed up for trail mail. So we get to send 1 sheet of paper up to Alaska, and that will go through the entire race in Will's sled. And it has the special commemorative envelope that was chosen in the art contest, and then Will sign it, and it will get sent back to us. So we hopefully will see that in April after spring break.
Super exciting. I know our students are going to look forward to seeing his signature and the return of the mail that you sent. We'd like to thank our PTO for helping fund our podcast hosting site, allowing us to maintain our stream for so many years. I can't believe we're on season 9. We'd also like to thank our school for getting a School Iditarod Insider account so that each one of our 4th grade students can access all of the insider content. Without these tools, the research and production wouldn't be possible.
That's right. Today was the ceremonial start, so we know that the official race restart will be tomorrow afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us for this first episode of Season 9. Be sure to share and subscribe. Check back Monday for our first student episode of the race coverage. Thanks, everybody, and have a great day.
Thank you.